now, and the video shall begin in 3, 2, 1. Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another Ditto Fridays, and today we're back with a top 10! Because you guys seem to really enjoy the Christmas one we did at Christmas, so we thought we'd do another one. And today, it's more in detail and extent than the last one, because the last one, it was just us two's lists, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And
but this time it is.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 11 lists today. 11 people we asked for this question. And the question is your top 10 favourite Pixar films.
10?
10. I asked for people's top 10 Pixar films. And I asked, right, but before we start, I'm going to tell everyone to see how like extensive and like good knowledge we have on this list. I'm going to say who we asked for this list. So obviously me and H's list. We also asked the Panda. We also asked Benjamin, checkmate Ben. We asked Nico. We asked Courtney. We asked Lewis, Reese, Jack, Dean, and Kat.
Yes.
So
an extensive list.
Extensive list. So last time it was like what didn't get first on any of our lists got first last time, right? Because we both went at second. So this time, it should be more like mixed out. We shouldn't have any ties. I don't think there's any ties. But as
there's a lot of ties when it comes to me making my list.
Yeah.
Which was a bit annoying because I wrote out every single film and went, right, what would I score this out of 10?
Yeah.
Did that.
I did that. Oh, I see. Okay.
And then I was like, right, these two are the same numbers, but which one of these two
is better? So how I did it was I just put all of them on Wikipedia on my front of me and go right, that's my favourite. Then I like this one.
Here to kind of guide you
to
where I put it if it was up.
Okay. So basically, right, how it worked was if it got first, it got 10 points. If it got second, it got 9, and so on and so forth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, as you know, as you probably know, there are 24 different Pixar films. Correct?
There is.
There is. 3 of those films didn't get a single vote from anybody. Now, before I reveal them, do you want to have a guess of what they are? Nobody out of 11 people, nobody picked them. Not a single person.
Toy Story 4.
Yes, Toy Story 4. No one picked it.
Cars 3.
Yes. That's 2 of them.
Ooh.
What's the other one?
Good Dinosaur?
No.
Oh.
You're close. It was both the Cars sequels and Toy. It was the other Cars and Toy Story 4. Now, I do agree with the Cars. Go on.
One of mine, I scored. There was only one film of mine that scored a 0 out of 10 because I watched it and I was amazingly disappointed. I think it was a 0 more than the others because there was more hype about this film and I watched it and I just absolutely...
We can get onto that. We can get onto that when we get to that film, okay? Because we've got a long video. We're going to get there.
Is it in the list?
I just said the only list with no zeros, got no votes were these 3. So someone put it on their list.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still... there's still only 10 at the end.
Yeah, I'm going through all of them. But we're going to talk. Okay. We're going to talk like short about it. So basically, right. Cars 3, Cars 2, I just thought were terrible. Like the first film, good. The first Cars was amazing, right?
Yeah, I think after that it was just.
I think
that should be the end.
I think Cars was like an 8, then Cars 2 was like a 4, and then Cars 3 was like a 1 for me, like that. Like Cars 2 was all right, but wasn't like.
I put Cars. It wasn't the best. I think they made it a bit too far. They just didn't.
Yeah.
I think one would have been good.
I think all of the ones at the bottom
Personally.
are unnecessary sequels. I can't remember watching it, to be honest. I know I've watched it. I've watched every single film on this apart from one, but I watched Cars 3 once and never watched it again. And also, Toy Story 4, again, was a sequel which did need to happen, like with the cars. Because I think the trilogy of
Yeah,
1, 2, and 3 were good, and 4 was just like, why is this a thing? But yeah. So should we move on to the actual ones that got points now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so in...
This is not a sequel to Pointless.
God's sake. Right, so in 21st place, with 3 votes, because I think 3 people put it number, like, 10th on their list, is The Good Dinosaur. 3 people put it 10th. Now, for me, The Good Dinosaur got 3... Yeah. So where did you put it on your extensive list?
I gave it a 4 out of 10. It wasn't on my top 10 list at all.
It wasn't on mine either.
I think it's an okay film.
It's a good film, but
it's not Pixar.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my main thought. If they released it as a Disney
film and had songs in it, that'd be like poggers, right? But it's like
it was just. I think the sentiment was there, but I think it was just too long-winded for what it needed to be.
Yeah, so Panda had it 10th, Nico had it 10th, and Courtney had it 10th. Okay. So
I mean, I'm not gonna like say, oh, why did they put it 10th? Because it's a nice film.
It's like it's not like they put like top 5 or something. It's like 10th place.
Exactly, and it's not like something like Cars 3. Like if that was in the top 10, I'd be mad.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, what people did you ask for this? But no, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
It's not the best for me. I think
it's not the worst, but it's like the unforgotten one, should we say? I reckon it's one of those things.
Dinosaur.
Yeah. So when H is back from being a robot, we can continue to the next list. Okay, so next on the list, in 20th position, with 6 points, is The Incredibles 2.
What? I had it 8th.
Yes, you had that on your list in 8th place. I think, were you the highest with it? I don't know. Were you the highest with it?
You did it when we watched it.
I did, but I just found most of them were... Others better, yeah. So you had it 8th. Reese had it 9th. Jack had it last. So yeah, so we had an 8th, a 9th, and a 10th with it. So you had it the highest out of everyone.
Okay. Well, I thought it was
a
good film. I think I liked all the references and stuff
from the first one. Yeah.
Quite nice. And I suppose it's not. I might have had Incredibles 1 higher, but I think I was younger when it came out.
Yeah, obviously, because Incredibles 2 came out like, what, 4 or 5 years ago? Or whatever it was.
I've got ones even older than that higher.
Yeah.
So it's...
Yeah, for me, Incredibles 2 would have been about 12th, 13th, like just off the top 10 for me. Like...
Yeah, I think...
I've only watched it once when we went to the cinema, so...
Yeah, I've only seen it once, but I really enjoyed it when I watched it.
Yeah.
So reasonably high.
Reasonably high, yeah.
I really think 2 is enough. I don't think
they should make a third one. Make a third one. Yeah.
Hours are just a good time to
end it. Yeah. Now.
I mean,
we move on.
I just hope they don't milk it.
We move on to next in the list.
Which is?
It has 7 points. Only one person put it on their list, and they put it 4th. and it's Soul. And you're the only person who put it on their top 10. So you can go talk about Soul right now.
So
I reckon.
this is the first.
I reckon it's only not on anyone else's list because they've not seen it because one of the newer ones is only on Disney Plus. And we're broken and gone again. And we're back.
So I think you're kind of right. Maybe that it's because it's a newer one that not many people have watched it, and obviously that was a Disney Plus exclusive.
Yeah.
It come out on. Did it come out? Yeah, it come out Christmas Day, which is quite.
Yeah, because we watched it last Christmas, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or 2020 Christmas. 2020 Christmas, yeah.
Yes, but I think it was quite good. I think that the reasoning behind it was really good, and I think that's a really Pixar kind of thing, Pixar kind of reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that it was just coherently really good. I think it's one of the best of the newer ones for me.
Yeah.
And yes, I think it's really good. I loved the cat in it, Mr. Mittens.
Mr. Mittens, yeah.
I love Mr. Mittens.
Yeah.
And I just like the idea of accidentally becoming a cat. I suppose it's like they're like the wrong body, and they're like, "Oh, what is this? What is this? How do I do this?" And then again, it's like the other sort of soul that was there accidentally got into the guy.
Yeah.
And obviously, that soul has never ever been on Earth. Didn't know how to walk.
Didn't know how to do all that.
Yeah. And it was just so funny because it just that everyone else, it just looked like this person was just the most bizarre and most weird thing.
Yeah.
In the world, and it's like even getting a haircut was just quite funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like I had no idea.
So yeah, Soul was on my list at one point, like 8th, 9th place, and I thought, hang on a minute, I forgot about this one and this one, this one. So it was on it, and then it kind of just went slowly off it for me. Because I wanted to show some of the new ones more love, because I knew all the old school ones would just be at the top because of nostalgia reasons. But I tried to like do a mix with mine, kind of thing. But yeah, next place. We got a tie for next place, actually. The only Tiny and Tie list.
Ooh.
Both on 8 points. We have Finding Dory and Luca.
Ooh.
Now, for me, I think this is the first one I've got someone on this list, I believe. Because I had Luca at number 8 for me. And you had none of those on your list.
Luca would have probably been somewhere like 11, 12. It was.
Yeah.
I think.
Who else had Luca?
It was quite a good film. I think it was. But again, it was.
Yeah, I had Luca in 8th, and Dean had it in 6th. That's why it's this high. I think that's the only people who voted for it because Dean's only watched like 10 of them. Same as Ben, he's only watched 10 Pixar films, so all the ones he's watched were just on the list.
Oh, that's fair enough. I think that I quite like it. Again, I think it's one of them Pixar films which are good, but it could have easily just been a normal bog standard Disney film.
Yeah.
I think that'll be good with music, especially like after they sort of come out the water
and stuff.
Like, try and find their like son or whatever. It's like that could just be.
Because for me, it was between Luca and Soul, which would have got on my list, and I just thought Luca. We watched that Christmas Day as well, and I just thought, I really enjoyed this film, so I'm going to put it on there. Now I've just looked at the list and stuff, right? Again, only one person had Finding Dory on their list.
Ooh.
They had it third.
Okay. Third.
That was Mr. Benjamin Hooper.
Ooh.
because he really enjoys monsters. Because the only films he likes in Pixar are the Monster batch and the Finding batch. So he put Finding Dory
Okay.
in third place. Now, I enjoyed Finding Dory, but just not as
Yeah.
like I think the drop
Not
of
as good
Nemo.
as
Nemo was like a 8, 9, and Dory was like a 5, like 6 mid-range typey Delio one kind of thing.
I can tell you,
Where did you
I
put Dory?
put Dory, I'd give a 6.
Yes.
And Nemo, I give 8, I believe. No, I'd give that 7.
Okay. So you thought they're pretty much only slightly worse then than the first one.
I think reasonably. I think it was a good sequel,
I thought it was a good sequel, yeah.
but the other one was just
better.
OG. It was
Yeah.
It was more goated.
Yes, exactly.
And
Exactly.
yeah, I thought it was quite good. I think that I think the first one had. I know they both had quite a bit of meaning.
Yeah.
But I think the first one.
I think the first one had more like meaningful characters. You remember it, like with Bruce,
Yeah.
like with Bruce the shark. You had the turtles. You had
Bruce.
you had the whales.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, dude.
The whales.
You had the pelican and the fish tank and all that stuff. But yeah, we'll get on to Nemo when we get on to Nemo. Okay, next up
Yeah, is
with 10 points.
10 points.
One person picked it. If you do the maths, one person picked it. They got 10 points, which means they put it in first place, and no one else picked it. It was Onward.
What? What?
Do you want me to call out who it was?
No.
It was
I
Courtney.
didn't want to shout.
Courtney put it 10.
I
Courtney put it first.
absolutely hate it. I saw it advertised. It looked good. I heard it was, and I sat down, watched it, and it wasn't good. It was rubbish.
I didn't put it on the list because it's the only one I've not seen out of all the Pixar films. Because, long story short, right? Not worth watching it.
If I be honest,
Yeah? Don't watch it.
personally,
Don't watch it.
don't watch it. It's terrible.
So yeah, the long story was, just before the first lockdown happened, right? I was supposed to go and see it with Courtney in the cinema. But then lockdown happened and we never got to see it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, because I can't talk about it. I've not seen it, so I don't know if it's good or bad or anything like that. But I think it would have made my list anyway, unless it was like top tier stellar. But you have an anti-passion against this thing, and
I give it a 0 out of 10. It was that crap. I give.
Here we go.
Yeah. What? Hang on. Let me find something. I give.
Yeah.
I even give like Cars 3 2.
You give Cars 3 a 2.
Cars 3 a 2, and I give Onward a 0.
Why do you hate it?
There was so much hype. I watched it. It was so slow. It was so long-winded. It was so boring. The characters were rubbish.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
I feel like when this comes out, you and Courtney have a massive debate over this.
I just don't like it. I don't know specifically what it is, but I just
don't like it.
Like it.
Fair enough. Have you finished?
You know when you see something and you don't know specifically
why you hate it.
Like it.
Yes.
You just
hate
like
it.
That.
Yeah.
If you like, I know it's long-winded. I didn't like the characters.
Yeah.
But the main reason why I hate it, I got no idea. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
I just sat there like, is something going to happen in this film?
Yes.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, they're like the worst films to watch. You'd be like, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Nothing's happening. Why are you not doing anything? Because I know Dean told me because he had only watched like 7 or 8. He said, "Yeah, I'm going to watch some Pixar films to help with the list, right?" So he watched Luca,
Yeah.
and he said
Yeah.
Luca for me was like that, and then about halfway through, it like something happened, kind of thing. So it was a slow build up in Luca, wasn't it? And then everything started happening.
I liked Luca quite throughout. I give it a 6.
Yeah.
But onward, I just sat there. Nothing to distract me. I just sat there
Yeah, watched
with
it.
the TV.
Yeah.
Everything was on Do Not Disturb. Watched
Yeah.
it. No.
Yeah. I had that with Lord of the Rings. So I watched the first Lord of the Rings. I got to like 20 minutes in. I thought I can't watch this anymore. I'm bored. I just turned it off. There's like another 2 hours left. I was like, I can't deal with this. But yeah. Anyway, on from the onward rant.
I just think they could have done much more.
Okay. So, next up on 11 points. 2 people have it on the list.
Okay.
1 person had it 9th. Someone else had it 2nd.
Yeah.
And we go to the same culprit with Onward. So Courtney had this film 2nd, and it was Brave.
Oh no, I don't mind Brave. I think that was quite a good film.
Brave was like
if you've watched the other Pixar film, we know that is the basis
of every film.
Pixar.
Yes. Exactly. So basically, right? For me, it was like a princess movie, like from like Cinderella, Snow White, Frozen, all of that, right? But without the musical songs.
Yeah.
So I reckon if Brave had the songs and was made by Disney, it would be up there with like Frozen and all that malarkey, Moana and all that malarkey, Encanto and all that lot.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think again that's one of the ones where if Disney made it, it would still work.
Yeah.
Or work better. Like
because
I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I did hate Brave. It was just like it wasn't as
Pixar as other Pixar films.
Yeah, kind of thing. Because it felt like I said, like a Frozen, like a Snow White, like a Cinderella, and all that lot, without the songs in it to like break it up a little bit. Because when she finds the wisps and stuff, they could have easily done a song for that. When she met the witch, could easily done a song for that.
When they're going through all the doors.
All the doors, they could have done a song for that. Like when her mum was a bear, they could have done a song for that. And like at the start, when doing the archery for her hand and stuff, they could have done a song for that. It's like there's so many opportunities for songs in that film, and there just wasn't any, which really, really annoyed me. Because I think if it did have songs in it, I would have put that might have been like if it had songs in it, it probably would have been like 10th or 9th on my list. It would have been like at the bottom end of my list. But yeah, so what I've gathered from this is Courtney's has like thrown stuff off the spectrum a little bit. But we move. Right, 14th place with 13 votes.
Ooh, 13.
And the highest position of it was 3rd, which was by Jack, which was the 3rd Toy Story.
One, that's not even on my list.
To be fair, Toy Story 3 on my list is 7th.
I gave it, when I was sorting out all my points, was a 5. I mean, it was... 5, for me, feels like... Yeah, it's a good film, but it's not as good as the other 2.
Well, obviously it's not as good as the other 2, but I just feel like it was a good ending to the last ones. I think that's why Toy Story 4 got no love. I think Toy Story 3 was a good ending, and Toy Story 4 was like, yo, we just want to make some more money from Toy Story, let's do that. I was like, no, you don't do this. But yeah, because I think Lotso the Bear was a good addition to it as well. You frozen again. God's sake.
So, I think, for me, Toy Story 3 was reasonably okay. I'll give it about 5.
Yeah.
I think the ending...
I thought the ending was good. There's a good ending to like end it off.
It was a good ending, and it should have just... That should have been it.
I reckon if they kept on doing like the little short films they did for Toy Story, I think that would have been okay, like with
Yeah.
Bonnie's toys and stuff. But having like a full on Toy Story 4 wasn't like worth it because the Forky and like the
Worth it.
Ducky and all that stuff of like why and
I
the
just
and the whole message of
the thing that gets me about Forky, right,
okay
is the Disney store is selling a Forky for about 20-25 quid.
yeah
But I could just go home, get a twisty curly, they're curly things,
yeah
whatever they're called, fork,
yeah
get some Play-Doh, bam, done.
yeah
No,
it's like
that's gonna be the most like 3
yeah
quid.
exactly
What?
because they've slapped Disney on it they can do whatever they want but yeah I think Toy Story 3 was a good ending should have like stuck at that. I enjoyed the story because it's like Andy's all grown up. It's a good ending. Gives the toys away. Bish bash bosh sorted. But I do agree.
I know what
The first two were just
I
better.
know
But
what
Toy
you
Story 3 was like it was up there.
I know what you mean because like I think the first Monsters Inc. was good, but we'll go over that a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, once the second one was reasonably okay,
Yeah.
but then they did a series.
I still haven't
I
seen the
think
series.
it fitted in. I think the series fitted in so well because although it wasn't completely about Mike and Sully, it was
Yeah.
about other
Monsters
monsters.
in the
It
film.
was just
Yeah.
it was it was quite nice. It was quite different. I think.
Okay.
Anyway, what is next on the list?
13th place with 15 votes. Now I do believe only two people had this on their list. One person had it first.
Yeah, at least 7.
One person had it first.
Yeah.
And that is Coco.
Okay. Again, one that's not on my list. I'll
Yes,
give it a 5. I think it was good.
yeah, Nico had
But
it
it's one of
first.
those ones.
Nico had it first and Panda had it fifth. Or sixth, sorry.
Again, for me, it's one of the ones that
Hmm.
it feels so.
It's got
It's not, but
It's
it
got-
feels so similar to the Encanto vibe.
for me it's like Brave. Like if it had songs in it, I mean it did have songs in
Yeah,
it, but not
yeah.
like songs kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like Encanto with Moana, musical stuff. If
Yeah,
it was like musical,
That's what I mean.
it's got the Brave tax for me on it. Like if it had songs,
Yeah.
it would be higher up, but it's just
Yeah,
isn't.
definitely.
Yeah,
I think.
but I get
It's
why Nico's
it's
put it
like
first
when
though.
they go over to when like all the dead people come over to
The real world.
I think that could have been a nice good
Song. Yeah, for sure.
Like, when they're going over the bridge, it's like I don't know,
Yeah,
a song would be really nice there.
I do get why Nico's put it at the top because he is American, and I think he lives like south, like towards like the Mexico side. I think Southern America.
Yeah, it is.
So,
No, Mexico's still North America, but it's still.
no, I meant he lives in like the southern
South
south of America, not South America, south of America.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I get why that's up there.
I know that's quite a big thing that way.
Yeah. Aussie Panda
But
put it sixth as well. Yeah. But yeah.
I think it was good,
Yeah.
but again for me, it was about put it at 5 because it could have.
For me, it has the Brave tax on it. Okay, 12th place, 16 points. Again, someone had this first, and it is not on either of our lists.
Oh, what was that?
It is Monsters University.
Okay, I give that a 5 again.
I think for me, it's in that limbo zone where it could have made the list but didn't make the list. And I'm going to say now.
Yeah.
Mrs. Cat had it first.
Yeah. No, I'm not. That's one that I'm not too mad about. I think it is quite a good film, but I think they should have done
Yeah.
a sequel rather than a prequel for it. I think that would have made it much better.
I reckon Pixar's thinking, right, we've done a prequel. We've done the first one. I reckon that Monsters is going to be the next film which is going to get a sequel. Do you get what I mean? From the ones that have already been made, like a sequel. Like a post.
For a while,
yes.
They were thinking about doing. They were thinking about doing one about the.
Like they're doing with Lightyear.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay.
The one for Boo was meant to come out this year, I believe, but it's not.
Because what's coming out this year? Oh, Lightyear's coming out this year. Is the Panda one coming out? Is it?
The
Panda one.
Yeah, Panda's early. Lightyear's
near Christmas. Yeah.
Christmas. I think because the Boo one was going to come out this year. I think
yeah.
They scrapped it.
Right.
I don't know whether it's because they just need more
time to do it. Yeah, I reckon it's that because I think that would have done really well if it came out.
I did show you someone's mock-up of the advert after sort of they said, yeah, we're working on this film, blah, blah. Someone made a mock-up of an advert.
Yeah.
And it looked quite good. But
yes.
We might not get it.
Yeah. But yeah,
but then they made a series of Monsters at Work, and I think if that series was a film, I think that would have been quite good as well because it's basically it's like
is it set after uni or after the first one?
After the first one.
Oh, so when they're doing the laughing stuff, okay. I wasn't sure if it was like them working up to be scarers from like the end of university. I thought that was the series, like starting from the mailroom and going up and up and up. I thought that was okay.
So basically, the synopsis is mainly based around this one character who's just finished university and was qualified as a screamer.
Right.
And
obviously they changed it.
At Monsters Inc. When they changed it.
Yes.
Obviously the old manager's
gone.
Yeah. Mike and Sully, the new managers.
Yeah.
This person come on, and they tried to do. Then they had to do the training at the site to become after.
Yeah.
They failed, so they become like a mechanic thing.
Yeah.
And then kept trying to become
funny. Right.
Eventually did. It's quite good.
Yeah.
I think if that series was
a film,
just a film, I think that would
do really well. Yeah. For sure. Right.
Anyway, where are we?
11th. Just missing out on our top 10. With 21 points. The highest it placed...
A 9 and a 10.
The highest place it finished was second.
Yeah.
And it was the first Cars.
Ooh, okay.
Because I had that...
The
first Cars is not on my list, and it's not on your list either. Yeah. But Panda had it...
The first one about...
Panda had it second. Ben and Nico had it 8th. Reese had it 5th. And that's it. Yeah, okay. So the highest was Panda at second. But...
Okay.
I like Cars.
I like it, but...
I just think there's 10 better than it.
Yeah.
And also the song from the film... The song from the film... Like... Top tier banger. Life is a highway. I've seen on TikTok there's memes like saying, yo, we're making Cars. Can you sing this song? But please don't make it as good as the original.
Yeah.
And then just went, yeah, this is the only good part of the film. Come on. I mean, Mater was good as a character and whatnot.
I love Tractor.
Tractor tipping. Woo! Kachuga. Ka-chow.
There was I think there was quite a few good moments. I think
Jeremy Clarkson's in it.
Yeah, I know. There's some good moments, but
yeah.
Overall,
there's 10 better for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do see why it was very close to being the top 10, and I wouldn't be mad if it did make the top 10.
Same.
Do you get what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah. So next up...
Personally, so far, there's only one that I've been mad about.
That was Onward. Yeah. Okay, so, top 10 time. This is where the juicy stuff happens, right? So, Cars got...
For the top 10, please!
Get that in post anyway. But yes, 10th place with 27 points. So 6 points clear of 11th. You had it the highest on your list.
Ooh.
You had it in 2nd place. It was Ratatouille. Yes, you had it second.
Hey. I love Ratatouille.
I had it on my list, but I had it 6th. Or 5th. Yeah, I had it 6th.
I love Ratatouille. I love the rats. I love Remy. I love Emile. He's so cuddly. I think it's quite a fun storyline.
I like the film because that like period of Pixar films was my favourite. Like Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, all like that like chunk of films was my favourite. But I think Ratatouille for me, out of those lot, was like it was up there, but it wasn't like.
I think that period was really good because it was different from the bog standard stuff that they've done.
Like first like Toy Story, Nemo, Monsters Inc., Incredibles, like that stuff was like over here. And then they made Wall-E, Up, Ratatouille, Inside Out, like that kind of like bubble of era was really good because that was like late noughties, wasn't it? They came out like 07, 08 type thing, I think.
Yeah, late noughties,
late noughties, not early tensies. Yeah, I think that for me that was the. I don't want to say it was the peak, but it was definitely like. It kind of like went down after those films came out for me personally, and it started to go back up again for me. There was a dip when like Cars 2 and 3 came out. That freeze frame's amazing. I'm gonna pause because you're gone again. But yeah, because the after like Up and all that came out, it kind of went down like this, and then when Cars 2 was on that downwards, then Cars 3 was down there. Then since Incredibles 2 came out, and then Luca and stuff, it started working its way back up again, kind of thing. For me personally.
For me, it had a massive spike when it started to come up.
I was doing Incredibles 2, it went up and onward, and then I went back up again. But yeah. Cars, I mean Ratatouille, sorry, Ratatouille, yeah. I like the film, I like the concept, it's a good film.
I like the film, I love that. I love, and I just, even though it's nothing to do with the film, I love the way they implemented it.
Yeah, because
it's such a nice...
Because I think the ride at Disneyland was amazing, and the restaurant I think was like a cool concept. Like everything was like freaking massive, as if you were a rat. So it was a good concept. But yes. Next on the list, in 9th place, with 33 points. Now, for me, this is the most surprising film that has made the top 10. You may not agree with this. You probably will agree with this, by the way. But in 9th place is Bug's Life.
Oh, yeah.
And the highest it was second on Lewis's list. And who else had it high? Cat had it 4th. Who else had it high? Yeah, they were the only two who had it high. I think everyone else had it like in the 8 to 10 category kind of thing. So that's why it boosted up.
For me, it was just below my number 10.
You had it 11th.
It would have been about 11th or 12th. There was a few that I give 6 points to, but around that way. I just thought that Toy Story and Nemo were better than Bug's Life.
Yeah, for me, Bug's Life, it's like
it didn't make my list.
It's definitely bottom half for me. Out of the top 24, not like bottom half as in like 5 or 6. It's like
beautiful butterfly.
A beautiful butterfly. The thing was, right, Bug's Life for me, it feels like as like an isolated film because it was Toy Story, Bug's Life, Toy Story 2. It's like why am I in the middle? Why am I here? Hello? Why am I here? Like if Bug's Life came out like around Like if Bugs Life came out around the Monsters Inc. Nemo type era, I think it would have done for me. I might have liked it better.
Yeah.
Because Bugs Life, I've only watched it as a child, like recently when I watched them all, like all the Pixar films, like 5 or 6 years ago. It's like not. It's not one of the films I'm like. If I sit down and go, yeah, I'm going to watch a Pixar film. I'm not going to go, oh yeah, Bugs Life. I'm going to go Toy Story, Nemo, all these ones, you know. For me, it's one of the unforgettable ones, but I didn't hate it. It was just one of the unforgettable ones for me. And I didn't like connect with any of the characters as much as the other films.
No, I know what you mean.
Because like Heimlich was like in the film, which I thought, yeah, okay, that's the funny character. Felix, I remember, and that's it. I don't remember any other characters in the film, like their names and stuff. Name me one other character in Bugs Life that's not Felix or Heimlich. Go. Any character in the film. And you can't say the bird.
John.
Actually, there is Hopper, isn't it? The grasshopper. But yeah.
Yeah. If you know any more characters without Googling it, let us know in a comment down.
Well, Lewis will know because he put it second. Everyone else had it on their list, I think, barring us two. I'm pretty sure. Are we the only ones? Courtney had it in, Reese had it in, Lewis had it in. Jack didn't.
That's free without it.
Yeah, so only me, you, and Jack didn't have it on the list.
Okay.
So that's fair enough. Okay. Next up, in 8th place, 40 points. So 7 points clear of Bugs Life. We have the highest sequel on the list. The second Toy Story is 8th place. Now for me, I ranked it third. You had it the highest at second. Or you had it third as well. I think
had it third.
I had it third as well. Panda had it third as well. For me,
Everyone had it.
No one else had this first. But for me, the second one was much better than the first one.
Yes, definitely.
I wouldn't say much better. I just think it is better than the first one. Because I think the whole Jesse backstory stuff was cool, and then Zurg and stuff was really cool, and all the Buzz Lightyears in the shop were really cool. It's just like it had more of like a story to it. I do let them off because Toy Story was their first one.
Yes, it
like
was.
First ever
Toy
Pixar
Story
film.
was the first one. It was before Pixar was brought by Disney.
Yeah, it was before I was born.
Disney. It was Disney. Like, it was Disney Pixar, as in Disney and Pixar. Pixar at that time was owned by Steve Jobs.
Yeah. So it didn't have the Disney magic until like. Did they do Bugs Life, or was Toy Story 2 their first Disney Pixar film? Or did they do Bugs Life? I can't remember.
No, I think
Because if Toy Story 2 definitely was.
I don't know if Bugs Life was Apple or it was
Disney. Because if you're saying Toy Story 2 was definitely Disney, there were only two before it.
Yeah.
So Toy Story wasn't. Was Bugs Life? Or was Toy Story 2 their first Disney? I reckon it was, because I think Bugs Life is kind of like in that Toy Story. Bugs Life is more like Toy Story, the first one, than the second one. Not from like story and whatnot, but just because like how it was like made and stuff.
2006 was when it was owned by Disney.
I think that's when Monsters Inc. came out, or Finding Nemo came out.
Monsters, yeah.
So it wasn't 2006. I think was Monsters Inc. or it could have been Nemo.
Incredibles was 2004.
It was after Incredibles. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was
the one after that?
So what was their first one? What was the one film after Incredibles? Toy Story, Bugs Life, Toy Story 2, Incredibles, Nemo. Was it Nemo?
It must be Nemo. Though.
Nemo must have been their first Disney film then. It makes sense. Kind of.
Disney was involved with all the films.
But they just wasn't like owning it.
But it wasn't owning it. They couldn't be like, oh, for definite do this instead of this. They could say, they could put their magic, magic into
The
it.
magic into it. Yeah.
But it wasn't controlled by Disney, whereas now, since Nemo it was.
So basically, Apple did Toy Story, Bugs Life, Toy Story 2, and The Incredibles, and Monsters
Yes.
Inc. And
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. Okay, so they did the first 5, and then the rest have been Disney.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, Toy Story 2. I had it above the original. I think most
But that
people did.
explain that no, that does explain on like Final Cut Pro some of the original, some of the sounds on it
Yeah.
are from the early Pixar films. Like, was it Jerry's Game or something where it's like do 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 do.
There's a funny thing, right? Honorable mention: Lewis had Jerry's Game at number 10 on his list.
Yeah.
Like the short.
Oh,
So I do want to put on the list because it was like the main Pixar. So I just want to say he had that 10th on his list, but it would have only got 1 point. But it still would have done better than the Cars sequels and
my onward.
and your onward. Yeah. Okay. So move on to 7th place. 2 points more than Toy Story 2.
It is.
Dean had it first on his list.
Yeah.
Courtney had it third. So they're the two like top tiers for this film, and it was Inside Out.
Yeah, I had that 7th. I think it was really good. It really showed
I did not have that on my list.
perspective.
Yeah, I didn't have it on my list.
I had it. Yeah, I had it. So it showed a different perspective, and I really like.
I like the film, but for me, it's like again, it's in like the just underneath the top 10 kind of vibiness to it.
And what I really liked was like the adults have developed. They know who they are. So
Yeah.
all of their emotions are the
Same.
gender,
Yeah,
whereas the kids
are all
because
different.
They have figured out who they are. And I loved the Simpsons spin-off of Inside Out. That was just hilarious.
Yeah. I reckon. No, I've not. You have to show me after this. But basically, right, I think the ending to it has led on to a sequel. Because at the end they go, what's this button? The puberty button. Sequel happening very soon. I reckon.
Yeah, but you say that as like the Simpsons movie. At the end, they said they're going to do a sequel, but
They are. They
they're
said they're going to do a sequel when they finish the series.
exactly. And
Which
we're on they're making season 33 as we speak.
When did the Simpsons movie came out? 2009.
Yeah.
It's been like 10, 12 years, 13 years since that came out. But it doesn't matter. We're not talking about Simpsons, we're talking about Inside Out. Now, I enjoyed the story, I enjoyed the concept, like, Bing Bong. Like, people have said, oh, I cried at Bing Bong dying. I'm like, that's not even that... It's like, I don't know. Like, there's more sadder moments in Pixar films, not Bing Bong.
I love Bing.
Bing bong, da ba da ba da. But yeah. So the highest it was Dean had it first. And I can see why. It wasn't on my list personally.
Why? It was
But yeah.
high low.
I'm not mad it's on the top 10. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad. 6th place on the list. With 46 points.
It is.
Who had it high? Jack had it first. Me and Ben had it second. And yeah, those are the main save points for it. Panda had it fourth. It is Finding of the Nemos.
Oh, I had that.
You did have that last. Now, I've had it second because for me, obviously, I had the T-shirt for Nemo. I think I connected to more of the characters in Nemo because I liked obviously Nemo. I liked the Bubbles, my bubbles. Bruce the Shark I liked. The Pufferfish I liked. Nigel I liked. The Turtles I liked. It's like I liked most of the characters in that film, and I thought it was like a good like story as well. Like traveling the sea, seeing all these creatures to get his son back from. And then the evil girl was like, Fishy, why are you sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I think I liked it, but I put quite a few others.
you had it 10th.
I am most of my list,
Yeah.
apart from two and Nemo at the bottom. I suppose more of the newer ones than the original ones, because I suppose they're the main ones of what's growing up that are quite new, etc. Whereas the other ones,
Yeah, because
wasn't.
you,
Like I know that a couple of the ones near the top of mine are quite OG ones, but
they are OG ones.
yeah,
I see your list right now. Yeah.
but the
Majority of
rest
them
of the
aren't.
list is made.
Yeah.
So I think Nemo was quite good.
Yeah.
It was. I loved the story, but I resonated with a lot of ones.
Yeah.
Those really.
That's fair enough. That is fair enough. But yeah, Finding Nemo was first on. Yeah, I just want to say now we have 11 lists, right? We have
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we've got 11 lists and we've got 9 different first places, which is mad. So it must mean that there's not like a guaranteed like top overall, but we will get to it because this list is a definitive list. If it's wrong, but it's not, it's 100% accurate. Top 5 time.
Top 5.
49 points. So 3 points more.
Oh, I didn't quite make 50.
Couldn't quite make 50. 2 people had it first, and so Lewis and Reese had it first, Jack had it second, and Dean had it third. And it didn't even make top 3. It was the first Incredibles film.
Ooh, okay.
So you didn't have it on your list. I had it 10th. Kat had it 10th.
I give it a 5 out of 10. I think I've seen it once.
I think it's one of those films, judging by this list, it's either on your list near the top or it's not on your list at all. It's like one of those type of. It's like, I don't know if it's like Marmite, but The Incredibles for me, I thought was a good film.
It's not. Well, it's not because I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, it was 10th on my list.
Others I like more.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't know because I think Incredibles. Go on.
Probably about 15th on my list, probably, if I estimate where I'd put it.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it maybe twice, but definitely once.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but I've watched the other one
more. Yeah. I think that's the thing. If you've seen it more times, you enjoy it more. Like, it could be like the best film ever, but you've only seen it like once or twice. It's like, well, I have more connection to this one because I've seen it more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's Incredibles for me. Like, I enjoyed the film when I watched it, but I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times. So it's like, if I properly sat down and watched all of them in a row, isolated, and made the list, I reckon it would have been higher on my list. For me.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. Maybe the same for me. But...
Yeah. But Incredibles
it's still quite a good film.
Is quite a good film. I really enjoyed it. I think the sequel, they're like the sequel and that are kind of like on par for me. Like, I would have put Incredibles, so I put Incredibles 10th. Yeah. I might put Incredibles 2 like 11th, 12th-ish probably, around that area, because I think they're kind of similar in like story and how it goes. I think they alluded to Jack's powers at the end, I thought was really good, which then tied into the sequel. I like how they do that. Definitely. Like they did, like that's what I said about Inside Out, the PB barn. I think that's a good tie into the next one, kind of thing.
Definitely.
But like in the Toy Stories, there wasn't really like a tie-in into the next film, was there? Because the end of Toy Story, they got a pet dog. That was like the thing. But in Toy Story 2, the dog wasn't exactly like the main staple of the film, was it?
No.
And Toy Story 2, there wasn't like a into the third one.
But again, this was before Disney.
This is true. But Nemo didn't have it, and that was Disney. Nemo didn't have an interlude into Dory, did it?
No, and that was Again, that was Disney. No,
Not Disney.
I mean, that was a Finding Dory was.
Yeah, we didn't like the end of Nemo. They didn't go. Yeah, we're gonna find Dory's parents. It was like, yo, we're just living now. We're living life.
Well, I guess so. But then that might have technically been the last film that they've already kind of started to work on already.
And Cars.
As they brought them,
but we don't talk about Cars because the end of Cars just wasn't.
We
don't talk about cars. Oh no. Yes. Okay. Top 4.
Right, here we go.
Here we go. Just missing out on the podium. On the podium, that's the word I was looking for. 2 points more than Incredibles. Panda had it first. Reese had it second. Dean had it second. Lewis had it third. It was the first Toy Story.
Ooh, I had that 9th.
I had that 5th.
And I had that 9th because the ones in the middle, again, are more, for me, were the ones completely brought up with. First Toy Story, like I've said, was good.
Yeah.
It had a good story, but Toy Story 2 was better.
Yeah.
A lot higher than this.
That's what I did, because I looked at it and thought, right. Because when I did my list, I just looked at the films and said, like, I like that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And then kind of reordered them how I thought, like, at the time. And I put Toy Story 5th because the ones I put above it, I just thought, like, again, like I said before, the connection with the characters kind of thing. That's what I like in a film. Because obviously Toy Story 2 I put high, Nemo I put high. To Toy Story 2 I liked, like I said, Zurg and Bullseye and the Prospector. I think Al was a fantastic bad guy in that film. I do really know that. And Ratatouille, again, was not really high on my list, but again, I played only with like Remy and Emile kind of thing, so it wasn't as many as the other films. But yeah, the first Toy Story, I think because it's nostalgia, it's the first one, I think that's why. I don't want to say that's the only reason it's high on people's lists, but I think the song, I think it's the best Pixar song.
You've
got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Yeah, I think that is a good song. I think the story for the time, I think the animation was good because it was the early 90s.
Yeah, it was. It was absolutely brilliant, and obviously
I did have connection with some of the characters, but just like
these
boys. Look at these boys.
Yes.
Aliens. And Hammy.
Make noise.
Hang on, I've got to make it. Hang on. See, because these were more involved in the second one as well, weren't they? Than the first one.
The mystic portal awaits.
The mystic portal awaits.
Ooh.
Oh.
I didn't hear
Claw. The claw. Yes.
Ooh. I love when they were in the car.
That was in the second one, wasn't it? No, it wasn't the first one.
Yeah.
Was it no? Yes.
You
no.
saved our lives.
We are eternally grateful. Yeah. I love them. They're like my second favourite Pixar character. We'll get onto that later. Spoiler alert. But yes, Toy Story, nostalgia.
Is that another video? The top 10
Pixar characters. No. If this does well, because the last one did well, we'll think of a different category. Don't worry about it. But we move on to the top 3.
Here we go. I've got some things in what I think is in top 3. If they've not been mentioned yet.
Well, obviously, because they've not been mentioned yet, the only one's left. But Toy Story had 51 points, right?
Yeah.
The next one had 59 points.
Ooh.
There was only 4 points off top spot, so the top 3 were really close. I had it first, and Nico had it third, and that's it. No, Kat had it third as well. So, not many people put it at the top, but I think it made everybody's list. That's why it's high. And it was my favourite film, so you should know what the answer is. It is...
I'd like for you to say it.
Oh, what? Do you guess what it is?
Is it Wally?
Yes, it's Wally! Wally!
Wally!
Wally's my favourite character in a Pixar film ever. Can't deny it. I just love the little guy. And I think the film's really good. Because obviously...
Go get Wally. Is Wally here?
He's
Upstairs?
upstairs.
No.
I didn't plan for this, okay? I've got the aliens, it's good enough. But yeah, I had it first. And then 2 people had it third. But it still made top 3.
Yeah. No,
That-
I think it was a really good film.
I think...
It really showed how this planet is changing. I think that had such a big meaning in that film.
Only Dean and Panda did not have it on the list.
Okay.
And Panda did tell me she would have had it 11th. Like, just under the Good Dinosaur.
Okay, yeah.
And Dean just said, yeah, I didn't like Wally. I'm like, fair enough. So yeah. I just think, like, the whole backstory of it was really good. Like, the world's dying, everything's happening, blah, 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 blah. CO2, global warming, everyone left, they all got fat on their phones doing this, which is what is happening right now. And Wally came to save the day, and basically, that's...
Everyone's doing this.
Everyone's doing this on their phones. They didn't realise they had a pool. Wally! I think it was the... I was about to say it's the first film not centered around the humans, but it really wasn't.
Bugs Life was.
Yeah, but there wasn't humans in it. You get what I mean?
Oh, the first one centered around humans.
No, it was the first one which had humans in it, like a main part of the story, but they weren't like the main focus of the film. Do you get what I mean? Like in Toy Story, there was humans in it, but they weren't exactly like the main part. Incredible doesn't count because it was just humans.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Dory, Nemo was like they're in it for a bit.
Like 2 people coincided with each other.
Like Up, I mean Up was Up before or after Wally? Cars, Ratatouille, Wally. Up was the one after, yeah. So because Ratatouille, I say Ratatouille, they were like polar opposite. Because Remy and Linguini were like that important, and then Wally, it was like this. Like Wally was the main focus point of the film, but the humans were heavily involved in it. And I just like the little guy with like the cleaner just following Wally around like that, cleaning up all his mess. Eva, and it was so romantic. Like, look, because and which Christmas film did I say it was like? It was like the John Lewis advert from Christmas.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to, because the kid fell in love with the alien. I said this is like live action Wally at the start, where Wally wants to try and show him all this stuff, right? Like the Rubik's Cube and the light bulb and the dancing. That's what the kid was doing to that alien kid.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. And that's why I had it. I didn't have it first time, I just had it second. But Wally, for me, personally, my favourite. And I'm very happy it's in the top 3.
Well, he's got to be in the top 3, and he's Robot Jesus.
He's Robot Jesus, exactly. So Wally is the top 3.
And
Now,
if you want to understand why he's Robot Jesus, then
go and check out the Pixar Theory video. Yes. So there's 2 films left. The next film...
I think I know what the next one is.
You should know there's 2 left. You should know the 2 left, right?
I know the 2 left.
When I say what second place is, can we not talk about first until we finish talking about second?
Yep, no, that's fine.
Because in second place has 2 more points than Up. I mean Wally. Shit. 2 more points than Wally. It's Up. Up got second. Okay. And again, do you want to know something funny?
Mm-hmm.
No one had Up first. Not a single person. And only Nico had it second, and Reese had it third. So no one had it at the top, but Panda had it 8th, Ben had it 4th, Nico had it 2nd, Courtney had it 5th, Lewis had it 6th, Reese had it 3rd, Jack had it 9th, I had it 9th, Dean had it 4th, Kat had it 5th, and you had it 5th. Yeah. So Up is the only film that everybody's voted for so far.
I really loved Doug.
The thing I really liked Russell. Can I help you cross your yard? Can I help you cross the street? Can I help you cross your yard? Can he let you cross something?
Oh, what's the bird called?
Kevin.
Kevin
The bird. Yeah.
Like,
It's like, I was not expecting Up and Wally to be near the top. I thought like the Toy Stories and Nemo to be at the top. But I can see why Up was up there. Because the first scene...
I liked it. It had...
The first scene was like the saddest scene in like every single... What would you say that Up scene is the saddest in every single Pixar film?
Yes.
The first part.
Personally, yes. I think so.
I'm trying to think of any other ones.
Definitely more sad than Bing Bong.
Oh yeah, Ding Bong. I think it's either that or the end of Toy Story 3 where they're all in like the furnace about to die. That's up there. I think the Jessie backstory was sad as well. Nemo, when all the kids die, and her mum dies and all that crap.
No, for definite, I think. For me, definitely.
Yeah, they're the ones up there. I can't think of any like really other sad moments in a Disney film. Really? In First Place. There's a sad bit in first place. But yeah. So Up. It's like we said, characters. I like Russell. I had it low on my list. I had it 9th on my list, right? But it's like I only tacked Russell because that's my main criteria of a film. I like the connection with the characters. The story I thought wasn't as strong as the other films. For me.
No, but I really loved. That's my main reason it's higher.
Yeah, you get that 5th, didn't you? Yeah. But yeah, it's a good film. I appreciate it. I'm not mad it's in the top 2. But you should know. You should know. Doug. Hello, my name is Doug.
Hello, my name is Doug.
I like at the start. It said,
"How can I help you today?"
I like at the start how it goes. Then first meet Doug, they go, "Sit, speak. Hi there." And they go, "Did that dog just talk?" Love it. Right. So, first place
Hang on.
First place has 60.
I was gonna. One thing. What if animals today had the collars like Doug? What would it be like?
I think
you just had a random cat walk along the road, went up to you, went, "Hello."
I'd be freaked out.
You devious ditto. I'm like, I am devious ditto.
Why would a cat know who I am? Anyway, so moving on. First place, 63 points. So 2 points more than Up. Ben had it first. You had it first. And that's it. No, Cat had it second. No one else had it in their top 3. But Monsters Inc. is first place. Monsters Incorporated is first place. I believe everyone had it on their list. Panda had it 7th. Ben had it first. Nico had it 7th. Courtney had it 6th, sorry. Lewis had it 4th. Reese had it... Oh, Reese didn't have it on his list? Okay. Jack had it 7th. I had it 4th. Dean had it 8th. Kat had it 2nd, and you had it 1st. So the only film which made everyone's entire list was Up. But Monsters Inc. came out on top. Now...
Yes.
I'm not mad it's high because I had it 4th, but...
I really loved Monsters Inc. and I think for me that's best OG Pixar film.
OG. I had Nemo and Toy Story 2 above it, but I do get what you mean. Because Mike, I like Mike. Boo, I think, was like...
Oh, I love Boo.
But Boo's amazing.
Sully.
Underrated character. Underrated character, the Abominable Snowman.
Oh, yes.
Snowcone?
He works in this might be a spoiler, I don't know, but he works at Monsters Inc. after Sully and Mike managers. I won't say why he was abandoned.
I know. You know why he's abandoned.
One of the things.
Because the end of University, you see him in the mailroom, where they're in the mailroom, and he says, "Yo, you better be careful. If you if you mistreat mail, you get banished to the snow or whatever." So obviously, he's filling his mail.
But that is what you. That is some part of it, but it's not the full picture. You only get the full picture in the series.
You see.
Put back. He gets put
back
to Monsters Inc.
And he gets choked
And
again.
he is the designated snow cone seller in the foyer.
Yay! Love it.
Still go.
I think Randall is a good villain in that film.
Yes.
I think the twist that Mr. Warnoose was behind it as well, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
I think my favourite scene in the film was when they're jumping through the door trying to escape Randall and going to all different places and stuff. I enjoyed that part of the film.
That's quite good.
And when they would put that thing back, okay, but still help me, and cut. Yeah. I just like. I know why people like it. I liked it to a very much degree, and the Imposter Army has agreed that Monsters Inc. is the best Pixar film out there. But Up and Wally were very, very close to it. There was 4 points between the top 3. That is our definitive top 10. If you agree with our list or don't agree with our list, let us know in the comment section down below. But I'm going to go over the top. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a sub, follow us on all our socials. But before we end, I'm just going to clarify what our definitive top 10 are. Real quick roundup. 10th place, we have Ratatouille.
A quick Woody's roundup.
A quick Woody's roundup. Yes, we'll do a quick Woody's roundup of our top 10. 10th place is Ratatouille. 10, Ratatouille. 9, Bug's Life.
8,
Toy Story 2.
7,
Inside Out.
6,
Finding Nemo.
5,
Incredibles.
4,
The original Toy Story.
3,
Wall-E.
2,
Up.
down.
And first place is
And what is
Monsters Incorporated. I think
that? There is our top 10.
that is our top 10.
Quite a good top 10.
That is quite a good top 10. I think we'll probably do this again because I really like enjoying these and finding out the stats and stuff. So, if you have any ideas of what we should do a top 10 on next, let us know in that comment section down below.
Or on
Discord, just let us know. I've had some ideas, but I don't know how well they'll do. But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll discuss it. Like do Pokemon games or Mario or something. I don't know. We'll work out something. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye, guys. Bye.